So recently, someone asked me, what is it like to be clairsentient? And I like using the word clairsentient. I don't like using empath, and I don't always like to use sensitive, because we can be sensitive and be empaths. But sometimes I feel like there's something that goes with that, where people always feel like they're victimized for being an empath or for being sensitive. Being sensitive and empath is you're sensitive to the energy, but you're also taking it in because you didn't do the spiritual work, or because you don't have the experience, that sometimes we create a negative story associated to what we're feeling. But as a clairsentient, I feel like you've done your spiritual work and you're able to see the energy for what it is. So that's why I use the word clairsentient. So somebody asked me, okay, what does it feel like? So I wanted to give you some examples, and I bet you anything that you probably felt these things sometime in your life. So here's something that happened to me recently, and I thought it was kind of funny and I wanted to share it. So I was waiting for my friend outside. She was going to pick me up. So when she pulled over, she opened the door for me. Everything seemed normal. But coming from a clairsentient perspective, I saw her open the door and I felt anger come out of the door. Almost like you bottled of something in a jar and you open the jar and the scent reeks throughout the room. That's what I felt. So I feel all this energy coming out of her car. And then she tells me, "Hi, come in the car." And she sounds so happy, but this is what I hear. "Get in the freaking car now." And I'm like, whoa, why is she mad for? So to another person, they'll be like, "Oh yeah," and they'll just go in the car. For me, it was like, whoa, something's wrong. Like, why is she mad, And then I sit in the car and I'm like, oh no, what's going on? So I sit in the car and she's like, "Where do you want to go?" And this is what I hear from her energy. "Where the frick you want to go? Decide now where you want to go." And I'm like looking at her in shock, like, man, she is pissed. And she's smiling, but my perspective, I see her like pissed off, right? So I ask her, I confront her, I said, "Is something wrong?" And she's driving and she's like, "Yeah, I got into an argument with someone before I picked you up." She goes, "You could feel that?" And I was like, "Yeah, I can feel that." And so that's why I had to explain to her what I felt, and she was laughing. But it's funny because it reminded me of what we go through every day. So someone could say something like, "Can you pass the pen?" And this is what I hear: "Pass me the frickin' pen." Okay, so the energy comes off negative, the voice, the frequency, everything comes off negative. Sometimes I'll go into a room and to be like, "Hi, how are you doing today? May I help you?" And this is what I hear: "Oh God, can I help you?" But that's what I hear. And the interesting part is when you confront the person. So like, I'm glad that I confronted my friend. And I'm glad that when I go through these things, I ask, because you don't want to jump to conclusion. And that's why I don't like to use empath or sensitive, because empath and sensitive, you will think that everyone is attacking you, which is not the case. As a clairsentient, you're going to know that the energy is there, but the attack might not be on you. So you're not going to jump to conclusions. You're going to go through the experience of understanding the energy so that you can translate it better and not always think that it's on you. So I asked her, and when she said that she got into a fight with someone before she came to pick me up, that goes to show that it's not on me. So when we get into these things of expanding clairsentient and emotions, when we get into this part of our life of learning these things, we have to also let go of our insecurities or work on our insecurities, or else we're going to translate everything like it's an attack on us. And it might not be. It might be sometimes, don't get me wrong, but not all the time. And if we don't communicate, if we don't expand the horizon of understanding energy and translating energy and letting go of these insecurities, we can have really bad communication with each other. and the bad communication can change so much things in friendships, in relationships, and psychic attacks. So I wanted to give you an idea of what it's like to feel different types of energy besides that anger one that I felt. So the other one would be like if you're in shock. So for that moment, I want you to act, use your imagination and feel shocked. Like, you breathe in, you tense up, your shoulders go up. Like, now remember that feeling, okay? Now just think of it this way. If you were able to turn your soul inside out, like turning your clothes inside out, and the feelings were on the outside, you would feel that same shocked energy, but outside of yourself. And then the feeling is from a frequency outside. So it would be from like the person you're talking to, the voice that you're listening to. And you'll have that little stunt in the energy, almost like a pause in energy, a very short pause. But when you start being more aware of it, you'll be able to feel it. In other words, if you were to say something to somebody and you feel that energy, you know that maybe they were stunned or they were shocked. To pick up the energy of somebody feeling alive, energized, maybe ungrounded and uprooted, that energy is such a strong, excited feeling. So to take you to that place of understanding that, let's go backwards, okay? So we're gonna think of something that makes us feel so sluggish, so sad, so lazy, and then all of a sudden you jolt. Okay, so now remember that jolting energy that you feel. But again, turn it inside out. And now you're feeling it on the outside. Now you're feeling this energy coming from this person on the outside. That's that feeling of being uprooted, excited. And these will be more sensitive to you later. Of course, obviously, you see their body movement and they're all energetic. You know that they're uprooted or energetic, right? You'll know that they're uprooted and have a lot of energy. However, it'll be a time where they're just talking to you, but you'll feel that energy through the frequency. And that's what you want. So that's why you would have to be more aware and practice and feel that energy inside of you. And then also remember how it would be if it was turned outwards and it's outside of you. However, like I said in the beginning, before even trying any of these things, make sure if you're not able to work on your insecurities, and you know that you still have them, and we still have them, I mean, we all do, right? When you do this, to try and put that aside and not look at it as you're being attacked by somebody, not look at it as trying to find the story. Like, is she mad at me? What did I do wrong? Why is she acting like this? Why does she feel this way? Because just know the energy is there. You don't need to find a story. You know the energy is there. And you can either try and help the person or pull away from the person. But you don't need to know the story unless you ask and they tell you the story. But don't try to jump to conclusions, because sometimes if we still have our insecurities and we're not able to put it aside, we're going to create a story for ourselves thinking that this energy was meant for us. And it's not always the case. Because when we do that, that's what messes us up. So it's something to think about, and if you want, something to try. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and in the comments below, let me know your psychic power. Have a good day.